I'm here with Myron and Laura Hyman. They are fellow health coaches, and I just can't wait to hear their flipping story. Because these folks, these cats right here, these two crazy cats over here have lost 219 flipping pounds. That's amazing to me. I mean, I'm like amazed. I was checking you out on a group that you and I are both like fans of, or that we both belong to. And I loved a little video that you just put on. And I thought, hey, let me just ask those guys to come on over here and be on Relentless Talk Radio. And we have like several friends in common, which is proof that the world is like this big, right? Mm. So tell everybody who you are and what you do.
I'm Laura, and this is Myron Hyman. We actually have been retired for about 8 years now, about 10 years now. Early retirement because we weren't healthy back then. And now we help people get healthy and feel good, and have joined together with Growth U and are able to help them do like daily programs, daily check-ins to build their mindset around becoming who you're going to become when you change, make a big life change like we have in our life.
Well, and you guys made that's a huge change. So when we were talking earlier, you guys had actually moved into a retirement community about 30 years too early because you kind of felt you were on the downswing, and you used to walk to the pool with your floaties on through the gym. I just love how we are, right? Like, when we're not ready, we can't see what's happening, right? We just can't see it. And now you've moved out of the retirement community, correct? You're no longer living in an over 55. Yeah, you're out there being you, right? That's super awesome. I think that's really amazing. So why do you do what you do? I mean, was it just that you had such an amazing transformation yourself that you felt the need to share it, or how come?
Yeah, just by, the light went off in our heads, the brain waves just said, wow, we feel so good that, when we first started, we got together with our daughters and we wanted them to feel good too. So we're all going to do this at the same time. So we just got on our health track and got our minds together that whatever we're going to do is going to work now, because what we were doing before was not working. And then we all just had some great results and kept on going. And people kept on asking, what are you doing? What are you doing? And, we're just living life and doing things that we never thought we'd do anymore. I mean, she zip-lined in the forests of Costa Rica, the jungles of Costa Rica. She never thought she would do that, Oh my God. I didn't think I would do it either.
She's there with me.
Love it. That's so in line with what we're talking about today. That is so super cool. I think I'm going to have to segue to some questions that I was going to ask you at the end, because it just fit right here. One of the things you were talking about when we were doing our pre-interview was that they talk about folks being in the sandwich where you're caring for an aging parent and you're also still taking care of young people. But for you guys, you were kind of in the next stage of thing, which is something that I'm really looking at focusing on this year, is folks that are older, that their parents are dying or have just passed or are passing, and then they've got kids behind them that are unhealthy. They're unhealthy and their kids are unhealthy, and they have this epiphany as they help their parents leave the planet that, hey, this might be something you might want to look at, so we have a different experience. And since we're going to have a different experience, we want our kids to have a different experience, right? That's kind of like what happened for you guys, isn't it?
Exactly. We didn't want to be, we took care of everybody else but ourselves.
We do that.
We've been together for 40 years this year. So we've spent our lives raising our kids, creating a beautiful family environment for them and memories, and not paying attention to ourselves. And we let go. And a lot of times you hear, oh, once you hit 50, forget it. You're not going to lose the weight, or so many things are said. And when we started changing our nutrition, that's when I think we woke up and went, wow, this feels good. For me, it was about how good I felt, and to see the change there, and then the change in my mindset, and started looking at what I wanted in life and not focused on what I didn't want to happen,
Oh,
because I kept getting more of that for years.
right.
So being able to show your kids that and your grandkids that, that's been the biggest gift. And I think it's why we keep doing what we do and keep telling people that it's not too late. You know, everything happens for a reason. Everything we go through
I
happens for
love that. I know that when I'm heavier and I'm going clothing shopping, I'm looking for clothes that are hiding me.
Mhm.
Like, how can I hide my hips, and how can I okay, tuck this in, and you're looking to hide. You're not looking to, like, show yourself off. And I think you just said something about life. I mean, your clothes are really a microcosm of what's going on in your life. When you don't feel well in your skin, you're thinking about, how can I go, like, hide out in the senior community and do nothing and just kind of get, skid to the end, like, as silently as possible. But when you're taking care of your health and you're releasing weight and you're feeling better, you want to go zip lining in Costa Rica.
Right.
Well, you want to see what's around the corner. You don't want to hide anymore. And I think that was the biggest thing for us. We stopped hiding and started just doing, not really knowing what was going to happen when we did it, but we jumped. We jumped more, I think, than we did when we were in our 20s.
Definitely.
We're enjoying life, and we keep putting pictures out and before and afters to show people that it's possible. Nothing is impossible. The word tells us that. It says, I'm possible.
100%.
And when I started realizing that anything is possible and that there are no coincidences in life, where everything happens, you got to just go with it. Don't fight it.
100%.
And go
Well,
with
I used to think that when I turned 50, no one would want to train with me. So I was, like, scrambling to get out of the fitness industry. Like, what am I going to do when I'm too old? Nobody wants to train with me, And then I did a "This is what 50 looks like" photo shoot, and my phone blew up. And I realized I'm never getting rid of this health and fitness thing, because it's so embedded in who I am that it's just I'm gonna keep on attracting people that want to know what I'm doing to stay healthy. So I love that you guys are the poster children for, like, where you guys are at in life. It's super cool. So you guys actually made a business out of this, which is awesome. I love it when people can make a business out of doing what they love and it helps people. It's just the only way to go, as far as I'm concerned. What do you think the biggest lesson you've learned about being in a health related business?
Is the focus is what you focus on, you find. So, and that could be good or bad, right? And we learn to start loving ourselves again. And there's 4 laws of focus that we use every day. And what you focus on, you find. What you focus on grows. What you focus on seems real, and what you focus on, you become. And that's true, like I said, either way. And look, at everybody's going to have negative thoughts. It's when you know how to find those negative thoughts and turn them into positives, because there's always a positive somewhere.
I always say you're going to have negative thoughts, but you don't want to, like, cuddle in with them at night in bed. You know what I mean? You don't want to pull the covers over them. You don't want to make them comfortable.
Yeah.
You don't want to feed the bad wolf. You want to feed the good wolf, right?
Right.
Yeah. And I think by letting people know that it's possible, that you can change when you're 80, you can change when you're 15, you can change when you're 60. It doesn't matter. And I think the first trip we went on with a group of people, I had won a contest, and we went with a group of people to Costa Rica. And by the end of the week-long trip, we finally looked at each other and went, we're the oldest ones here. But the entire trip, we had been doing everything that was laid out for us. I mean, they had
You
tons of
were outdoing most people, right?
huh?
You were outdoing some people too, I'm
We
sure.
were having a great time, and it didn't realize it until the end of the trip that most of these kids could be our kids. And it was weird at first for me. I kind of forgot. I forgot how old I am. I'm going to be 57 and
You
or
are?
56, yeah.
Yes.
And
Wait a
I'm
minute.
we're just trying to figure. I I can fit in with anyone. I can
Right.
hang out with my 30-year-old daughters and their friends,
Yeah.
but yet I can show their parents that life is good.
Right.
And we don't have to be back just watching the grandkids all the time. We get to participate in all of it.
Well, I love that. I just prior to this, I follow a website, Facebook page called Growing Bolder. Do you follow them at all?
Mm-mm.
Google them. They're super cool. And he's a media company and he's super smart because he posts these really great things. And his whole mission is to not grow older, but grow bolder.
Yeah.
It's all about not anti-aging, but it's actually pro-aging. You know, I mean, really, what alternative do you have? I mean, it beats the alternative, right? Either dying or you're
Right.
getting older. You know what I mean? So I think that it's pretty cool that you guys are approaching, you know, your late 50s the way you are.
Right.
So that kind of leads to the. I mean, throughout this entire conversation, our marker has been how well you play. So play is like super important for you guys, right? I mean, you're playing music, right, Myron? You play music regularly now, and you're out there gigging more than you'd been in the past, and you're playing in Costa Rica, and you're going on trips, and you're playing with your grandkids. Play is pretty important, huh?
Very important. I got my confidence back. I mean, I used to play in a lot of bands when I was younger, you know, in the 20s, and then I worked in the movie business, so there was really no time. Just kind of just put that on the back burner and just sat in with a bunch of friends, and then, you know, we got healthy and we moved out and said, okay. I mean, we did everything. Like she said, we jumped on everything. We jumped on buying a new house in North Carolina, is where we live now, and I'm playing regularly in restaurants and bars and farmers markets, like 4 sets a night. You know, solo, which is a lot of energy you need to have for that. Performing is tough,
Right.
you know, but it's not tough. It's fun. It's fun.
It's all the
I
way
think
you
that's
look at
pretty,
it.
pretty cool.
You know, make life fun and enjoy it. And, you know, I think we really live by, we get to do this now. We don't have to do anything. We get to choose.
100%. You know, my partner is 64. And he still goes to the gym 3 or 4 days a week. He's still built like a brick. He's still a big, strong, muscular guy. He looks like a 30-year-old if you didn't look at maybe at his face, maybe that might give him away, but the rest of him looks like he's 30. And he's just really very active, and still rides a motorcycle like he's in his 20s, and he's still out there doing on a regular basis, and he always will be that way. It's just the way he's wired. And that's a really cool mindset to be around, because there's no point in just curling up and stopping playing as you get old. I mean, I think playing is really I don't know. Some people think that the sign of success is your bank account. And I do think that your bank account is important, because money is not the most important thing up there, but it's right there with air. You know, you do need money to live, but you can have all the money in the world, and if you're not enjoying your life, then you've missed the flipping point.
Right.
You know, if you're squeezing into your clothes or not leaving because your house because you don't feel good, you're not dancing, you're not hiking, you're not moving, you're not playing whatever play is for you, in golfing or riding horses or whatever. If you're not doing that stuff, then you're not living, because life really is marked by the amount of play that we do.
Yeah, to be able to get on the floor and roll around with 5 grandkids at Christmas this year, and, you know, not be tired and not falling asleep and not going, oh gosh, I can't get up. You know, it just gives you life. And that's what we live for. We moved out here to be near our grandkids, and we get to go watch them for weeks at a time still. And, you know, we do things. We don't just sit around and watch anymore, because that's what we were doing. We were watching life go by.
Yeah. We used to dream about it and think about it and read it in books and what it would be like, but you know, until we took action. And once we took action, I mean, you know, you have to take action.
You have to actually get up and do something. That's 100% right. You know, Trisha Wilkins, who is also a health coach, and it works with us in our nutrition program that we share. She was 100 pounds heavier and has 4 children, and was just watching her kids grow up. And she realized one day that she was smiling, and she was playing with her kids. You know, she realized that over time, and how important is that, to have a mom that actually plays with their kids as opposed to just sits on the couch and points and is grumpy and is not participating in life. So I think it's pretty cool. Now, we talked about the idea of changing your mindset about taking a look at your nutrition and also changing your mindset about exercise and stuff. And you guys, this whole conversation has been about play and a change in mindset. But what do you think the biggest thing that's changed for you is about how you think as far as your nutrition is concerned?
I think when we both lost over 100 pounds, and
Crazy.
when we got back from our first trip, we hadn't been working out. We had just been, losing the weight, walking. We were in the pool a lot, doing aerobics and things like that. But when we looked around, like I said, we looked around and realized these could be our kids. We also looked around and went, God, everybody's got muscles. And at that point, we didn't have that.
You hung out with Albie Shepherd, who was like,
well, that's who we were in Costa Rica with, was Albie.
Who was on Relentless Talk Radio about a month or so ago, guys. So if you want to scroll back and take a look at this guy, he's just he's the biggest guy I've ever stood next to. He's like 6'7", and he's just a force of nature, right? So yeah, you're hanging out with him, and you're thinking, huh.
And it opened our eyes. Look, we had 2 gyms in the place we lived, and we walked through them every day to get to the pool.
Yeah, for 2 years.
So when we came back, we went in and we hired the trainer to work with us.
To show us forms.
Because we knew we don't know what we don't know.
Right.
At this point, we're learning that it's okay not to know what you don't know. Just ask for help. And that's what we did. We started working out, and we had goals. I think it was the first time we really even set goals for ourselves.
We actually looked forward to going to the gym, and we're fighting to see, okay, I got this appointment. I do, it was fun. It's really awesome being able to work out with my wife and do the things that we're doing now. That's been like really special to me.
We've been together all the time, but he worked all the time, and I was taking care of kids. And when that early retirement came in, and it came with caring for our parents, the stress we didn't, all of a sudden when our parents were gone and it was just the 2 of us, you're not sure. And ladies, when your man is gone 30, 60 hours a week sometimes,
right,
and then he's home, it's a whole new world.
Who are you?
Yeah. And that's what we had to get to know each other again.
Yeah.
I've been with this man since I was 16. So it's been the best part of our relationship. And I know that it's just this part because there's more to come. And we're just going to keep, we joke that if we get lost now, we don't freak out and go, oh my gosh, and start freaking out that we made a wrong turn when we're in our RV.
Yeah.
We just keep going because we figure, you know what? There's been so many cool things around the corner in the last 4 years of our life, because we're not looking for the bad. We're looking for something. What else?
I try to do a couple Facebook Lives on my personal profile every week too. And I just did one from the laundromat. Because when I was away, I won't pass judgment on my partner, but he did laundry by himself. And I came home to a broken washer. So
the dish soap in there instead.
And it's funny because everybody's like, oh my God, the laundromat. And initially that was my response too. Like, I remember happy to go to the laundromat, right? But I had so much fun at the laundromat. There was some nice people there, and I made the best of it. And I, was able to go shopping for some different things for food, and just kind of, it's the way you look at stuff. So the mindset of, oh my God, I've got to go to the gym. It's painful. And I have to eat healthy food, like, well, you get to eat healthy food, and you get to play and exercise and move and rejoice in life. And that's wonderful. So if people want to work with you guys, then they can reach you, and I'm gonna pop up your digits here. They can reach you at, go ahead and tell them your telephone number.
Yeah, 661-212-0624. Or you can go on Facebook and punch in hashtag Our Song Has Just Begun, and we can show you how to keep writing your song. You know, our verses keep going, and that's how we live. We live by loving life and knowing that we get to choose. So we'd love to show you
I'm
how to
gonna
do
write a
that.
song about that. That was really good.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. I just love that. Hey, Myron, the next time you do a live video from wherever you're playing, tag me on it so I can be a voyeur and watch you play. And if I'm
Okay.
now, where in North Carolina are you guys?
We're in right outside of Asheville in the Blue Ridge Mountains. We've
Oh, I've ridden my
beautiful place
motorcycle
in the world.
there. It's fantastic.
It is. It
Oh,
is.
how
We
beautiful.
went from Palm Springs, the desert, to this, so we're very happy.
We grew up on the beach in
Yeah.
Venice Beach, so we've been, on the beach to low desert to high desert and now to the mountains.
That's really awesome. Well, I am impressed with the two of you. I love everything about the two of you. I love that you released all that weight. I know that your song really has just begun. I love that we do the same thing for work, and I just think that the two of you are just magnificent. I thank you for your time. I've had 3 weeks in a row where I've had, like, the day before, the person I was supposed to interview in this segment had to reschedule. So it's just like being in your RV and taking the wrong turn. Every time I get to talk to somebody else, like, wow, I got to meet somebody else cool I didn't know. That's so awesome. Live on Facebook, how fearless is that? So I really appreciate the two of you guys. And hashtag your song has just begun. I'm going to be stalking you now on Facebook.
That's actually hashtag our song has just begun. But
our
your song has just begun.
Yeah, my song is your song, my song. Everyone's song is just beginning.
Everyone's song.
Our song is just begun.
Yeah.
Awesome.
One of our sayings is always everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
So like what you're saying, you reaching out to me in the gym with that text, and I happen to see it.
Worked out.
Yeah, it worked out. And so your YouTube will be available. I'm hoping by the end of next week. I've gotten a little bit behind in my YouTube loading because I was away in Vermont helping my dad get to heaven. But I will get you a link to your YouTube so you can share it with your people who aren't on Facebook.
Great.
So thank you again for your time. I hope you guys have a great afternoon. Take care. All right, guys, so I'm going to go get Donna. And so if you come back for segment 3, the entrepreneurs and segment of Relentless Talk Radio of segment 63, I will be just back. Come on back. Come on back.